Welcome to Basic Embedded Systems Training. In this session, we will discuss about microcontroller 8051 microcontroller. The first features of 8051 microcontroller. The first feature is 8-bit CPU with registers A and B. So here 8-bit CPU indicates that the processing capability is 8-bit. That indicates that it can able to perform 8-bit operations at a time. So that is like addition, subtraction, multiplication. So receive data, store data. All these are 8-bit length. Okay. So with A and B registers. So here A register is accumulator register, B register is base register, also called as a second accumulator. So to perform any operations, we require few registers to hold that temporary values. Here default register is accumulator for all arithmetic operations, and B also second default accumulator for few operations. And next second feature is 16-bit program counter. So here program counter indicates that which always points to the address of next executable instruction. So that address is 16-bit. So that indicates that 2 power 16 is 64K. 64K. So maximum it can able to address 64K memory only. So that is the limitation of 8051 microcontroller. And DPTR register. So here DPTR register is called as a data pointer register. So which is used to read data from external memory. Because internal memory is limited, external memory is maximum 64K. So to read data from that 64K, we require 16-bit register. So that here data pointer is used to access the external memory. Okay, and next one is 8-bit stack pointer. So here stack pointer is available, which always points to the top of the stack, and the size of the stack pointer is 8-bit. So we know that importance of stack pointer. In some situations, if the program control is transferred to the one place to another place, then automatically that current address must be loaded. Current address, not current address, the next executable instruction address must be loaded into stack pointer by default. Okay, and next one, 8-bit program status word. So after completion of arithmetic operations, logical operation, few flags are set. That flags are loaded into flag register. Here name of the flag register is program status word. And next, the internal memory ROM is 4K. So 4K bytes indicates that you can take any memory, that is RAM or ROM. The maximum number of bits loaded into one particular memory location is 8 bits only. So that's why collection of 8 bits is called as a byte. So already the length of that memory is 4K. So 4K into each memory location 8 bits, then it is called as a 4 kilobytes of memory location. So internal ROM supports 4K and internal RAM is 120 bytes. So 8051 microcontroller internal RAM supporting is 128 bytes. That 128 bytes is again divided into three groups. The first group is called as a register bank group. So here four register banks are available. Each register bank contains again 88 memory locations from R0 to R7. Names assigned is R0 to R7. So that bank 0, bank 1, bank 2, bank 3. Total 4 banks are there. Each bank contains 8 registers. So 4 into 8, 32. So which occupies from starting address 002 31 locations. So in hexadecimal, 31 is called as a 1FH. So that's why here range is 00H to 1FH. And second one, 16 bytes bit addressable location. So the one more advantages in 8051 is RAM is bit addressable. So that total uh, RAM is not possible. So only the some portion of RAM is bit addressable. So if you know, if bit addressable is supported, then we can easily access locations. And next one is 80 bytes of general purpose data memory. Whatever the remaining locations, that locations from 30 to 7F is called as a general purpose data memory. So total 128 bytes are available. 128 bytes starting with 00H, ending with 7FH. In that 128 bytes starting 00H to 1FH is reserved for register banks. 20H to 2FH is reserved for bit addressable location. 30H to 7FH is reserved for general purpose memory. And next feature is 4 8-bit IO ports. So here IO ports are available. So this supports 4 IO ports. Each and every IO port contains 8 IO lines. Then total 32 IO lines are available. And next one is two 16-bit timers supported. So 8051 supports two 16-bit timers, timer 0 and timer 1. And next one, serial interface also supported. And control registers are to control timer. Tcon is available, timer control register. So and tmod also available, timer mode set register. scon also available, serial control register. pcon also available, power control register. ip is there, interrupt priority register. ie is there, interrupt enable register, and which supports two external and three internal interrupt sources. And oscillator and clock circuits also available. And external memory 64K code memory supported, 64K data memory supported. And total bit addressable locations are 210. So these are the features of 8051 microcontroller. And next one, what what are the different types of architectures supported by microcontroller. So already we discussed that in previous session. So based on architectures, the controllers are divided into two classifications. One is called as a von Neumann architecture, and second one is called as a Harvard architecture. In von Neumann architecture, so the program memory and data memory, we know that program memory is permanent, is also stored in ROM. Data memory is temporary, it is also known as RAM. So the program memory called as ROM and data memory called as a RAM both contains common address and data buses. So here the drawback is simultaneous access from program and data is not possible. Okay, and next one, Harvard architecture. In Harvard architecture, so program memory and data memory contains separate address and data buses. So here advantages is simultaneously you can access data from data memory and program from program memory, because which contains separate address and data buses. Two addresses buses are there, two data buses are there, so that you can access individually. Okay, so this is the difference between von Neumann architecture and Harvard architecture. And next one is the internal block diagram of 8051 microcontroller. So here 8051 microcontroller contains the first simple block diagram, CPU and interrupt controller unit is available, or on chip ROM is available. on-chip RAM is available, timer 0, timer 1 is available, serial communication port is available, 4 IO ports are available, and 1 bus control unit is available, inbuilt oscillator also available. Okay, this is about simplified block diagram of 8051 microcontroller. Sir, what about internal details of 8051 microcontroller? This is exact 8051 microcontroller. So if you observe this 8051 microcontroller, already we discussed that 4 ports are available, port 0, port 1, port 2, and port 3. So these 4 ports contains 8 IO, each port, so 4 port internal contains 8 IO lines, 4 into 8, 32 IO lines. So port 0 drivers, port 2 drivers, port 3 drivers, and port 1 drivers. And these are internally connected to the latches. We know that what is the need of latches, which is used to store temporary data. Okay, so 4 ports are available. So for 4 ports, internally 4 latches are available. And next one here, RAM is available. RAM address register is available. And ROM is available. Here type of ROM is flash or PROM or EEPROM. Okay, and program memory, program address register is available. And next one is buffer is available. Sir, what is the need of buffer? So in serial communication, the internal 8051 microcontroller architecture uses parallel communication. So, but interfacing is serial communication. We need to convert parallel data into serial data. So that is completed by using this buffer in it. So this buffer is also called as the serial buffer internal, which is having two units. One is nothing but a parallel to serial converter unit and serial to parallel converter unit. If it is transmitting section, whatever the parallel data sent by the accumulator, that's or called as a CPU, is converted into serial, and then adding start bit stop bit parity based on your mode of selection and transmit bit by bit. If it is receiving, so serial data is received, so check error correction and error detection after completion of that process, which converts serial bits into parallel data. So internally, which contains serial to parallel and parallel to serial converters. And program counter, we know that program counter, which is used to point the address of next executable instruction. So which is having automatic incrementing capability based on current instruction. If current instruction is 1 byte instruction, the next address is incremented by +1. If current instruction is 2 byte instruction, the next instruction is +2. Current instruction is 3 byte instruction, the next address is updated by +3. Okay, and next DPTR is available. DPTR data pointer. So to read data from external memory, we require 16-bit register. So in that cases, we are using DPTR. Okay. And next one, ALU, which performs arithmetic and logical operations. This ALU contains two inputs, one output. So the two inputs, one of the input is directly passed from the accumulator, and also optional is there, and that is connected to the temporary 2 register. And second operand is passed to the temporary 1 register. And these two are the operands or inputs to the ALU. After completion of ALU operation, that stores the results specified in instruction, and so flags are set in PSW. In addition, these here B register also available. In future, we discussed that it is a 8-bit CPU with A and B register. A register is there, B register is there, and stack pointer also available, temporary storage value. Okay, and next one is instruction register, timing and control unit also available. And here it is connected to PSEN bar, ALA or program, EA bar or VPP reset, which is used to reset the circuit. EA bar is used to enable the internal or external. ALE is used to demultiplex the address and data buses. Program store enable, which is used to enable the data. Next one is oscillator also available. Okay, so inbuilt oscillator is available, external oscillator also supported. So this is internal block diagram of 8051 microcontroller. Thank you.